Speech is very important, and if you can't speak, you really don't have any power in this world, right? I just had to learn the correct way of speaking, the formula and the algorithm, and then learn a lot of words, and then really apply it to the outside environment. This is definitely a great system. It really helps me. The system is 100% correct. Because like I know that when I would go and speak, like from past experiences, I know that that when I would speak, I I I I stammer or I get stuck, right? So it's really hard to move forward when you know that you have those troubles in the past and it's hard to change it, you know. So mm, um like my speech is usually the worst when when I just met somebody and I'm trying to speak to them for the first time. That is usually when my speech is usually the worst. But like after I get to know them and I spend more time with them, like I'm usually able to 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 speak a little bit better. I think I get very anxious when I meet people. Maybe that might add on to the fact, and I am not confident in my speech, right? So like that also may add to the fact that I stutter.
Do you have a problem in reading out loud?
Um, like I don't. No.
Okay.
It is less of a problem than speaking, right? Yeah. Maybe some specific letters that I have is maybe when I'm saying the letter S or P, right? But when they had put away their desire for eating and drinking, the suitors found their attention turned to other matters, the song and the dancing.
Okay, very good. So tell me back what you just read about.
Alright. So, so, so 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 we we were it was talking about when 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 the suitors come in to 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 eat and drink. Um, that the 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 heralds in the bar would give them food to eat and drink, and then after that, they would turn their attention to other matters. Then they'd want to sing and dance.
Okay, that was pretty good. So you can remember what you read, right?
Mhm.
That's a very good sign.
Real estate. Um, there is there's a family at a house that they are trying to buy. Um, it is it is a it is it is a very big house. They 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 have they have they have a they have around 2 or 3 kids.
What's the number of the days of your classes today?
This is day 3 of my classes.
Day 3. Okay, so tell me about your experience today. What have you done and what the results were?
So today I made it a challenge for myself to try and talk to everybody. Well, today I went to church, so there were a lot of people to talk to. So while in church, I made sure I talked to the pastor, all the young kids, my age mates, and some of the adults as well. Because I know that with a lot of different people, my nervousness it varies, right? With younger people, I'm not as nervous, so it's a little bit easier. But with older people, I'm a little bit more. So when I was talking to the older people, I I did make some mistakes at first, but then I knew that that was because I wasn't making the right sounds. Like I wasn't using my lips properly, right? Maybe with the younger people, I could get away with not doing it as well, but with the older people, I really had to be on my toes and really use the proper logical way of speaking, right?
Yeah, because you
when
don't
I
want
yeah,
to look like you're a stupid guy. You want to make a good impression,
exactly,
right?
exactly.
Okay.
And when I did that, it went really well. It went really well. hmm Just at some times, since I kind of forgot a little bit and I would stutter, but I knew why I stuttered because I wasn't doing it the right way. But
Right.
exactly when I started to do it the right way, it was perfect. I think my mom noticed that, oh, I'm speaking a little bit better, but I didn't really tell anybody that I'm doing this program or
Really?
yeah, I didn't really tell anybody because I don't know. Maybe to me it's a little bit embarrassing, but it's not embarrassing, right? Because I'm fixing my speech,
You
right?
have to be proud of what you're doing. You've done.
Exactly, exactly, right? I know that a lot of people saw that it was easier for me to communicate with them, and we would do a back and forth, and it was really good. So a lot of people were talking to me more. They were more happy around me, and it was very good. I liked it a lot. Protestation, protocol, prototype, protract, protrude, protrusion, protuberance, proud, prove, provenance, qualification, qualify, qualm, quantity, quarter, hardened, hardiness, hardline, harlot, hardwire, declaration, declare, decompose, decompress, decontaminate, criticism, crook, crop, crotchery, crosswise, crucial.
How was your reading?
My reading was very good.
Did you
It
make any
was logical.
logical? Did you make any mistakes?
No, I didn't.
Good job. So was it 100%?
Yes.
Congratulations.
It doesn't take money to make money. I started this chapter with a discussion about being homeless and having nothing in 1985 because I often hear people say it takes money to make money. I disagree. To get from homeless in 1985 to rich in 1989 and then financially free, by 1994 didn't take money. We had no money when we started, and we were in debt. It also doesn't take a good formal education. I have a college degree, and I can honestly say that achieving financial freedom had nothing to do with what I learned in college.
Great. So, what did you read?
All right. So the I read that it doesn't take money to make money. That the author was homeless in 1985 and he became financially free in 1994. And that for the time being, he was in debt and he was homeless. Also, he said that his formal education degree didn't really help him in his path to financial freedom.
Okay, very good. So, how did you read the text?
I read it very easily. I was very relaxed and it was good.
Okay, 100% again.
Yes.
Okay. And how about telling back? How was you
That
speaking?
was also good too. I think I didn't make no mistakes. Yeah, I didn't make no mistakes. 100% as well.
100% again. Congratulations. Okay, we are done with this part of your exam. Now we're gonna go to TV commentary.
She's talking about RBC premiums. She's sitting down in a chair now. She has a brown cabinet behind her with a horse as a toy. She's explaining how she's with RBC Insurance and she could save for her grandchildren. Now, there is a guy who's talking about getting up early to go to work. He's looking old. There's a llama. They're laughing. He's wearing a suit.
How was your TV commentary?
My TV commentary was good as well. I don't think I made any mistakes. I think it was very logical.
Logical, and it was again, how many percent of your speech was correct?
100%.
Congratulations.
He's a boss, you know? He could do what he wants, man. He's a boss. So how come you didn't get his autograph? Sell that on eBay, man. What do you mean? I know you were jealous, yeah. You're like, oh, why can't that be me? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Where do you even work, though? Downtown, right? Yeah, downtown, right? Where is that? Mississauga. Oh.
Yeah,
So it's close to your home.
yeah. I get a ride every day.
Your mom drops you or what?
My friend works for me.
How was your phone conversation?
It was good. I felt relaxed. I was able to say what I wanted to say, and I was happy about that. So I think it started for me when I was around 7 or 8 years old in grade 1. I went to school one day and I noticed that I kept on repeating my words. And the teacher would look at me funny and the kids would start to laugh. So I knew that there was something. Nobody told me that I was stuttering, but they were just laughing, right? So I knew there wasn't something right with that. Then, as I grew up to grade 2 or grade 3, then the teacher pulled me aside and said, oh, and asked me if I have a stammering problem. But I didn't even know what that was at the time. So I said, I don't know. So then they enrolled me in speech therapy classes in school, right? And I was doing that with them for maybe grade 2 until grade 6 or 7. We were doing a lot of easy onset and breathing techniques and relaxation and, talking with a low, light voice and blah blah, like really light voice and stuff like that, right?
Do you really speak like that in real life?
Exactly. No, I don't. So I had a hard time like going out on in recess. I couldn't really speak like that in front of my friends, right? So it only worked when I was with her. But when I was outside, I couldn't really speak like that. So I got stuck a
Yep.
lot of the times. So it was frustrating for me. So around grade 7, I stopped it. I told them that I didn't want to go anymore because I could see that it wasn't really helping. It was only helping me in the specific environment, but outside, it wasn't really helping me. So I just decided that maybe it'll go away by itself, right? So I talked to a lot of my pastor and my church members, and my mom is also a nurse, right? So she's very
Oh,
scientific. So she told me that it was a neurological disorder and blah blah blah.
that's what
But
they taught her in her
exactly,
nurse's school.
exactly.
Yeah.
But at church, they're telling me that if I pray, that it'll go away by itself, right? And I couldn't really believe that as well, right? I couldn't really believe that. So I started to search up different websites, different techniques I could use, but they would help me for a little bit, but they weren't really strong. They weren't really tools, they were just tips. So they weren't really as effective. So as I go along in my age, grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, grade 12, I'm still trying to find techniques and tips. But in between, life is happening, right? So I have to speak up in class, I have to do presentations, I have to do a lot of vocal stuff, right? And one thing that I like about my parents were that they never ever like I wasn't any different from the rest of my brothers and sisters, right? So they always treated me the same. So and they always stressed to me that I should be confident, I should go out and make friends, even though I do stammer that I shouldn't let it affect me. And I could understand what they were saying, but they couldn't really be in my shoes, right? Because they couldn't really understand me. So I continue on in my years and I get a little bit better in speech, but then I stop and then I go back down, then I go back up, then I go back down, and I go back up and I go back down. So I kind of used my speech as a like humorous maybe sometimes when it was awkward. I wouldn't really get angry, but I would just laugh it off and maybe make a joke out of it, right? So that helped me a bit in high school. I made a lot of friends. I was in a lot of student council and all that type of stuff. Even though my I used to stammer, I was still involved in a lot of clubs and also a lot of sports and activities.
Mm.
So that was good. But deep down, I know that I had this problem, and I know that in the future, a lot of doors might not be open because of my speech, because speech is very important, right? So I kept on searching. I kept on searching until I met you, right? And
Oh,
that was
so
maybe
you didn't go
around
anywhere
a
else?
few months ago. Pardon me?
You
Oh,
didn't go anywhere else? Any other programs?
yeah, I went to a few other programs, but they weren't really what I wanted to do, right? They didn't really, like, all the programs told me I had to change my voice in a certain way, and I didn't want that. I just wanted to still be me, you know, maintain my own voice and stuff like that. I've been learning a lot of breathing control,
Mm-hmm.
diaphragm contractions, and stuff like that, relaxation techniques, a lot of like mouth training.
Was
So
your
I
mouth training even close to what we were doing during the class?
no, 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 none of
Can
that.
you give me at least one example of mouth training
Not really.
that speech therapists did with you?
We have to do like I would have to really over exaggerate every letter, and I would like open my mouth and close my mouth and like and just go in and out, in and out. it was really weird, but she said that it will make my mouth stronger. So it will. So I'll be able to say the word properly. I don't know how she explained it, but it didn't. It made sense at the time, but now that I'm looking back on it, it doesn't make any sense.
Okay. In terms of making your mouth stronger, do you really need a strong mouth to speak?
No, no.
How do all the speech movements are produced by your speech muscles?
They're produced by your lip and your tongue, right?
But how do you have to push a lot?
Oh. No, you don't have to push at all. Just pull down your tongue
That's right.
and just speak.
Yes.
So that's why I really gravitated towards your program, because I saw all the videos on YouTube and everybody was still speaking the same way. They weren't speaking high or too low, or they were all speaking in their same vocal inflections and they were speaking well. So I really gravitated towards your program and it helped me. Also, I left out a lot of the bad stuff that happens, in high school and stuff like that. I really got teased and made fun of, because of my speech and stuff like that. But it really made me to have tough skin, right? Because I used to get into fights a lot. I used to be into trouble. I used to be a bad kid. I used to do a lot of bad stuff. And mostly it was kind of because I couldn't really express myself because I couldn't really talk. So instead of using my words, I would just use my fists and get into a lot of fights.
Oh, wow.
So I will be in trouble and I'll get suspensions, and I got expelled a few times as well. But I thought about it and it didn't really make sense because it isn't helping me. Me fighting won't help me. People are still going to make fun of me and, it's still going to happen. That's life, right? So I decided to, instead of getting angry, use it as a kind of humorous tool. I found you on YouTube actually.
Oh.
I was going through a lot of videos about stopping stammering and what is it and how to fix it. And I saw your video and I watched a lot of the success stories, and it really got me interested in your program. When I talked to a lot of people in the Facebook forums or my family, they said that I should really proceed with caution with you because it might be a scam, because they don't even know, but they just think that it's impossible because they haven't tried it and stuff like that. So, but I knew that it was my decision and that I wanted to see for myself that even if it was a scam, that I tried and I at least did something to try and help myself. And I went to your website and I checked out all of your philosophies and all the success stories. It really resonated with me and I liked it a lot. The price was a bit of a challenge, but I'm happy to say that I met the goal and I'm sitting here with you today. So,
Can you tell me how did you meet the goal?
oh, it was
Financial
tough.
goal.
It was tough. Let me
I
tell you
bet
that.
it was. It was tough.
So I had to go out and really find some odd jobs to do to create some extra cash, because right now I am actually in school as well, right? So I had to really balance my time with school and making money, and I really had to limit myself with the things that I could buy, right? So I didn't want to buy any new stuff that I really didn't need, like extra clothes and shoes and stuff like that. So I saved all that towards the speech program. I actually made a separate account in my bank, like a separate savings
Really?
account, and just put it all towards there. I was working 2 jobs, one part-time and one just here and there to save up for some money, and also in school at the same time.
So how much time did it take for you to save up the money?
Because a lot of times I had the money, but then I had to spend it because of school tuition and books and stuff like that. So it was an on and off battle. So maybe overall, it took me around 6 months, maybe. But at some occasions, I had the money, but I had to pay for school. I had to pay for my books. And since I'm in Canada, there's a heavy like rate between Canadian dollar and US dollar. So I had to also compensate for that as well. So it was a bit of a challenge, but I asked from help from my parents and my family members, but they were set on saying that it was a scam and blah blah blah. Like my parents are from an old school set mentality, right?
Yep.
So, and they really believe that this is a neurological disease that you can't really solve it, but you can only manage the symptoms, right? So anybody saying that you can cure it in 3 days, oh, that's definitely it's a scam. It's a scam.
Okay, let me interrupt you. Did we cure you?
No, you didn't cure me.
Don't even go with this word, okay? I'm
You
not
just
a doctor. I don't cure anybody.
Exactly.
Okay? So what did you actually have to do in this class? Did you take medication? Did we teach you any techniques or anything to manage your mistakes?
I just had to learn the correct way of speaking, the formula and the algorithm, and then learn a lot of words, and then really apply it to the outside environment.
So how difficult was it?
It was a little bit difficult, but I'm a university student, right? So I'm used to that. But the really difficult part is really using it all the time and telling your mind, well, getting it in your system that you have to do the correct steps, the exact steps, or else it won't work, right? You want to be 100%, not 80% or 90%. You want to be 100% fluid. And this is what the course teaches you.
So now you have a microphone on YouTube. So tell please to other people who stutter, who are in a very similar to yours situation. They cannot get financial help from their parents because their parents don't believe.
Yeah.
Okay? They cannot get financial help from a bank, maybe because they don't have a credit history yet.
Exactly.
So what is the way to help themselves? The only way.
The only way to really help yourself is to pull your pants up and really just work. Just hustle. Put your face to the ground and get a job, maybe get some extra shifts, and really just force yourself. Because if you really want something, then you will find ways to get it. I would say to you that really make up in your mind if you want to live with this or if you want to decide to change. So if you're set on you don't really care that you stutter and you're happy, then I can't force you. Nobody can force you except you, right? So, okay. But if you want to change and you want to have a better life for yourself, then I would suggest contacting Anna and really get to know her and interact with her because I think that this is definitely a great system. It really helps me because all you have to do is apply what she's telling you. The system is 100% correct, but now it's up to you whether you want to apply it or not. And I think that if you do go through the system, you definitely will not be disappointed and you will see a lot of changes in your life.